Now let me talk a little bit about the way this exercise is organized. I'll kind of walk you through the sequence of events that you can expect as you participate in this simulation. The first quarter, you're going to be setting up the company. The objective here is to figure out where you want to go and how you're going to get there. Part of that is deciding your role responsibilities and learning how to work together as a team. But the other thing is you have to study a lot of market information as well as operational information, and from that decide on your initial strategic direction. Now you can change it as you go forward, but you have to have something to start. And that means deciding on your target segments, what initial capacity you want to set up, where do you want to position yourself in the market, and so forth. Once you develop your overall strategic direction, then you have to make a number of tactical decisions. These decisions include designing brands, opening up sales channels. That could be a sales office or a web center. You're going to have to build a factory. So this is what you're going to do in quarter one. And you're not going to be making any money at this point in time. All you're doing is setting up the company to move forward. Now in the second quarter, or second decision period, you're going to go out and test market. Now we know that from past experience and my own experience in starting up companies is that you're never going to get it right out of the chute. You're going to have to go forward in a somewhat tentative fashion, try out your ideas and see which ones work, which ones don't. We never know which of your decisions are going to be successful, and that's why you go to test market. And when you go to test market, you're going to be pricing. You're going to have to design ads. You're going to have to decide where you're going to place these ads in the media. You're going to have to hire salespeople. You have to hire factory workers. You have to decide what you want to pay them. And so you have to do a full range of business activities and go to market and figure out exactly how you're going to serve that market in terms of demand creation and also supply on the production side. You will wrap up quarter two. You don't know anything in quarter two about how the market's going to respond. You discover that in quarter three. In quarter three, you get a lot of good information. You find out what the customers think of your brands, your prices, your advertising. You can find out what your competition is doing. You can see who's a threat and who isn't. You find out how your employees, how they've reacted to the compensation, how productive they are. And of course, you're going to discover a lot about your operations, your manufacturing, and how much profit you were able to generate and how you were in terms of your cash. Now, all of this will lead to an adjustment, of course, in your strategy and your tactics. And hopefully, as a result of this information, you'll be making smarter decisions in quarter three. Now, in fact, you should do better in quarter three, and you'll get the results of that in quarter four. Now, during quarter four, we're going to stop for a little bit and slow the pace down and have you prepare a business plan. All right? It doesn't make a lot of sense to develop a business plan until you have some experience and you understand the market. So that's part of what happens in quarters 1 through 3. In quarter 4, you'll do the same thing in terms of analyzing all the market and operational and financial information, all right, and make your adjustments. But now we want you to think further ahead for the next 3 quarters and develop a business plan, and a business plan that you're going to present to others in order to raise equity, additional equity in your company. Now, once the business plan's in place and it's approved and you have another round of financing, then you'll initiate this international rollout plan that you've mapped out as preparation for the business plan. All right. Now, as you go forward, then you're going to be making your decisions according to the plan. You'll be making adjustments based on the way the market's developing, and your own finances and cash capabilities. At the end of the exercise, we will stop in quarter 7, and at that point in time, you'll have to prepare a report to the board and tell them how you've done with the money that you received as part of the business plan that you presented and your request for outside funding. And you'll have to explain what exactly you did. How does that compare to what you said you would do? All right, if there were departures from the plan, why did you do it? And what was the outcome? And of course, How have you done for these last 3 quarters? You made a lot of promises in terms of profit and market share and human resources and so forth. How did you do? So you will present that in your report to the board.